All right. Greetings once again. We are live. I think we're a little bit ahead of schedule here. 11 o'clock. All right. Having some buffering issues. Okay. Let's welcome to my second weekly Saturday podcast broadcast. All right. I see a little delay in my screen here. Maybe because of the weather. On this rainy Saturday in Los Angeles. The divisional playoff day. Looking forward to that. All right. Okay. Let's, once again, welcome to this Saturday broadcast. This is from Boardwalk Prosperity Radio. I'm the Reverend Dr. Claud A. Sinclair, a pastor of the Temple of Inner Peace and Prosperity. I'm also an attorney in Los Angeles, and the area that I'm working on right now is creating a legacy of prosperity in our communities. And I have a document that I'll make available for download that I created a while ago, proposal for creating a legacy. Get it right here. Proposal for creating a legacy of prosperity, a cash flow creation and management system. So this is about, and it's a very empowering document. It's only about 15 pages or so. But I want to go through that. And I want to create these we have an online university, so I want to create a series that corresponds to the chapters that we'll be going through in the course. All right, so let's get started. I saw this article today. First of all, welcome, and I hope everyone is doing well, and we pray that that our Father, our Lord Creator, blesses our hearts and our minds so that we can be able to absorb this material and relax our spirit and humble us so we can achieve greater things in the future. All right, so I ran across this article. It talks about the U.S. fertility rates continue to decline, reaching lowest level in 40 years. And it says, the U.S. fertility rate is now 16% below the rate, 2.1, that experts say is needed for the country's population to replace itself over time without immigration. The U.S. fertility is now 16% below the rate, 2.100. So we'll figure out what that percentage ratio is too. American women are having fewer and fewer babies, according to a report released Thursday by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. They have in there, they talk about their population control program, like it's working in the United States here versus other parts of the world. So it may be backfiring a little bit. American women having fewer. The national fertility rate, an estimate of how many babies the average woman in the U.S. will have, was 1.765. 1.765 births per 1,000 women. 1,765 births per 1,000 women in 2017, the report says. That's a drop from, 1.820 in 2016. It continues a 10-year downward trend. It's also the lowest rate since 1978. The U.S. fertility rate is now 16% below the rate that experts say is needed for the country's population to replace itself over time without immigration. Only 2 states, South Dakota and Utah, had fertility rates above the replacement level in 2017, according to the CDC report. South Dakota had the highest fertility rate in 2017, and the District of Columbia had the lowest, a difference of 57%, 2.227 versus the lowest of 1.4. Minnesota's fertility rate in 2017 was 1.872, above the national rate, but below the replacement. So this, and you know, you think about it, you know, I'm trying to tie this in here. You know, we need to stop. We need to concentrate on increasing our population. Racial and ethnic trends. For the report, CDC researchers looked at 2017 birth certificate data from all 50 states and the District of Columbia. The certificates included self-reported information on the mother's race and Hispanic origin. In addition to the fertility rate differences among states, the data revealed differences among racial and ethnic groups. Okay, it's not that, I'm not reading that much. It's just sort of a little bit more. I just want to make the overall fertility rate among non-Hispanic white women in 2017 was 1.666. The rate for this group did not rise above the replacement level in any of the states, although it almost reached that level in Utah, which is 2.099. The lowest fertility rate among non-Hispanic white women was in the District of Columbia, which is basically 1. And I guess the replacement rate is 1. What's that? It's 1 point. I guess it has to be 2 replacement rate. 2. Okay, level out. You gotta, replace yourself. 1 person. I don't know how to get these less than half numbers. The rate for the group did not rise above the replacement level in any of the states, or that almost reached the level in Utah. The lowest fertility rate among non-Hispanic is 1, so they're not replacing themselves. U.S. rate 1.765. It's not replacement, because 2 would be replacement, right? By contrast, fertility rate was above the replacement level in 12 states for non-Hispanic black women, and the 29 states for Hispanic women. So our replacement fertility rate was above the replacement level in 12 states, and for non-Hispanic black women, and the replacement rate was above in 29 states for Hispanic women. So across the entire U.S., however, neither of these groups is having children at replacement levels. In 2017, the overall fertility rate among non-Hispanic black women 1.8. It was the highest in Maine, 4. So they have the children lowest in Wyoming, which is 1.1. Among Hispanic women, the overall fertility rate was 2. It was the highest in Alabama, 3, and lowest in Vermont, 1. In Minnesota, fertility rate in 2017 was 1.7 among non-Hispanic white women, and 2.9 among non-Hispanic black women, and 2 among Hispanic women. That was in Minnesota. These rates were all higher than the national ones. It says not necessarily a negative thing. This is the last paragraph. The CDC report does not speculate on why the U.S. fertility rate is declining, but other experts have pointed to several possible reasons, including greater access to contraceptive, decline in teen pregnancy, and women starting their families at later ages. It doesn't say anything about abortion or anything like that. In addition, attitudes regarding the idea of family size appear to be changing. In the 2013 survey, almost half of Americans said that 2 is the best number of children for a family. Okay, so the population is rate of replacing itself is declining, which has implications for Social Security and all these pension plans that are in existence right now for the baby boomers. So if you don't have enough replacement population in order to replace the ones that are dying, then the system is going to be in trouble, right? Okay, let's see here. So the whole purpose of this this presentation is to help us to reevaluate ourselves and to allow us to prosper. We talked briefly last week about the increased rate of homelessness. Most of the problems that we have in our communities, in our lives, in our relationships is a financial problem. And then you have financial problems that you concentrating on feeding yourself and keeping a roof over your head, and that makes us act in various ways. So when I introduce the whole course, you visit the website at www.powerthroughunity.org, which will also lead you to www.boardwalklifeplan.com. And it's a complete system, a socio-economic system that allows us to start thinking clearly. Now, I will go through the proposal, and it's pretty concise, and I will make it available for download for those who decide to become a part of the program. All right, Uncommon Knowledge, the series, Poor Today, Rich Next Year. It's a journey. It's a journey. And we talk poor in mind, body, and spirit. Could allow you to transform yourself. And I'm just trying to, if I had known this information when I was 18 years old, or a young man before I started raising, having children, and being able to organize my affairs and see things a lot more clearly. And I think every young person, especially young men, getting ready to enter into life, needs this program. So the study guide, Uncommon Knowledge, is a series of 12-month home study course. And it's a study guide for reparations. We talk about reparations. But we take our reparations, the money, because before our ancestors used to work for free. So now we get reparations in the form of income. They pay you, may not be what you want, but you get reparations. But the money that we spend $1.3 trillion a year outside of our communities. And this program is for, everyone to get their financial houses in order. Then it's a credit repair. People talk about credit repair. Oh, I get this guy, and they teach me how to challenge my credit score, so they take it off. I'm applying for a house, so they take it off my credit, so that way it allow me to get through the ability to finance a home or a good credit score. So, of course, you want to have a good credit score because you want the lowest interest rate possible when you want to make investments. But good credit repair is just good budgeting and cash flow management principles. Moral integrity. A lot of the decisions that we make are based upon greed because we have made improper decisions in our life. So now we have to lean on others, whether it's dishonesty, trying to marry into success, take advantage of the other person that you're with. I heard so many stories of that where people get taken advantage of financially. And the main thing is not taking personal responsibility. A lot of people, they just don't have a compass when it comes to moral integrity or responsibility or personal responsibility. And sometimes the more you help people, and then you decide, hey man, I can't help you no more, or I want my money back. They get angry at you for helping them in the first place. So where you start out with a kind and generous spirit to help them, in the long run, you created an enemy because this person, instead of taking personal responsibility and lifting themselves up for that, they developed an entitlement mentality. And a lot of people in our lower echelon believe that they are entitled to someone taking care of them instead of them taking care of themselves. And spiritual enlightenment. Let's get out of this. I just want to see us evolve out of this religious mentality, religiosity, where we can begin to dwell in the spirit that God put in our hearts. And allow us to see